All right, welcome back everybody. So I'm gonna be doing a kind of making video, except you'll see the background's a little different. Not gonna be any actual making in this video because my basement's flooded. But anyway, I do want to introduce the latest ball from Motiv. We'll chat a little bit about it, the Motiv Pride. All right, so there it is. Let's get it out, see what it looks like. Typical Motiv smell. All right, so there it is. Pretty nice looking ball. Logo. So you got your black, gray, and orange. Actually reminds me a ton of the Hammer Gauntlet. Have two of those because I love those balls. But yeah, anyway, nice looking ball. So what do we have, right? What's this thing about? So the Motiv ball guide, right, places this ball in, I guess, the middle of their lineup, all the way to the left, which is what they call smooth motion. So, you know, I'll probably post this up in the video, but you got your Jackal Legacy, Forged Flare, and then this ball, the Pride. Then you got your Venom Shock, and finally the Purple Tank, which are all kind of furthest left in the smoothest part of the chart. What is this ball about, right? Obviously, when Motiv throws a ball like this, smack dab in the middle, you know, I'm basically thinking, so where's Motiv going with the Pride? I think this is actually a really important hole for Motiv to fill. And I'm going to get into kind of one of my favorites from Motiv that used to fill this slot that obviously was empty, right? So obviously a lot of people have the Venom Shock, and we talked about the Venom Shock being like a mid-control, and potentially the big thing with the Venom Shock, like we talked about, cover dominant, strong cover, weak core. And then you go up, right? You got your asymmetric and symmetric with the Jackal Legacies. We know what the Jackals do, and the Forged Flare, which is kind of a huge, you know, heavy core, heavy cover ball, okay? So then you have a gap basically between the Forged Flare and the Venom Shock. And what used to fit there for me is the Rogue Assassin, right? So my perspective is this ball should essentially be replacing the Rogue Assassin in terms of coverage, you know, oil coverage, pattern coverage, ball shape, right? So let's talk a little bit about the specs, right? So the Pride is using a new core called Dominion. They are using another version of the Coercion. Honestly, it almost doesn't matter what they, you know, all the acronyms, right? The Coercion solid cover has worked extremely well in the vast majority of versions they put it out. This one's called the UCS. It's finished in a 4000 grit LSS, so not super traction, not a ton of teeth. So it'll kind of take advantage of whatever the basic strength is without the cover digging in. Now, what's interesting, if I compare it to the Rogue Assassin, right? The Rogue Assassin uses the Sigma core. Now, the Sigma core is a really popular, well-known, effective core from Motiv. And they had the Coercion HFS. So again, another version of the Coercion, and that they considered kind of the medium oil benchmark. Factory finish was a little more grit, 3000, but so be it. But the interesting thing is the specs on the core, right? So they are pretty similar, right? So you're 15 pounds, other than, and I'll talk about this just a little bit, that this core is a sort of mild asymmetric, whereas the Sigma core was just a straight symmetric. Obviously, you drill them, you create some symmetry, and my guess is, you know, once you start punching holes in these balls, you can probably, you know, you may get a little bit of, you know, higher intermediate differential, but, you know, we'll see what it does on lane. I mean, really mild differences. And honestly, I expect, just looking at the shape of the cores on paper, I feel like they almost took the Sigma core and kind of made it asymmetric. So the bottom line is I'm kind of really hopeful that this ball fits in the sort of that really medium or mid-level type of position where they say it is, because the Rogue Assassin was a great ball and it had the versatility to be a kind of strong control ball but still be a mid-control for some people. And I am really hopeful that this is kind of gonna fit the slot. And to be honest, since I'm somewhat partial to the black, silver, and orange color on this, I'm really hopeful it's gonna work out well. So yeah, we'll get it on the lanes shortly. Hopefully I can get it drilled soon, and we'll see you on the lanes.